All right, hi everybody. This is today's lesson. We're going to be looking at proportions again. Just trying to get my calculator all the way on the screen for you. All right, so let's look at this first one. It says, your parents told you that for every A you get on your report card, they will give you $6. How many A's do you need in order to buy a new phone case that costs $35? Represent this situation with a picture instead of doing any adding or multiplying. So I want you to hit pause on the video and go ahead and answer your warm-up in your notebook. So press pause. When you're done, press play. All right, so what we need is we need $35. So here's my picture. So I'm going to love to have $35 that way I can get a new phone case. And for every single A on the report card, so here's my report card, I'm going to get $6. So if I have an A, that'll be $6. If I get another A, I get $6 more. So altogether, well, that's 12, so I'm not yet there yet. If I get another A, that gives me 18 total. Another A gives me 24. One more A gives me 30. So I still need another A. So last A, give me a total of $36, which would let me get that phone case. So how many A's do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would need 6 A's. You may have came up with a different way, but hopefully your answer was you need 6 A's. All right, so I already went over the exit ticket review in a separate video, so you can click on that if you need to and if you haven't already done it. So here's our target. Today I can solve practical proportion problems and score at least a 2 out of 3 on an exit ticket. So we're just going to get started with some practice. We've already learned how to solve proportions. We've used tables. We've worked with cross multiplication. So now all we're going to do now is we're going to learn how to set up a proportion from reading a word problem. So I'm going to move this over a little bit so we can see all the words. So what I want you to do is I want you to have 2 different colored writing utensils. So colored pencils, crayons, markers. We're going to use 2 different colors to help set this up. So think about back when we used tables and we would label them. We would make sure that all the things were in a row, or if we were going up and down, we made sure that all the same items were in the same column. So let's read this, and I'm going to use purple and pink. So the first time I read it, I just read it. The 34-foot-high bronze statue of King Neptune in Virginia Beach includes a number of sea creatures, including an 11-foot long loggerhead turtle. To help raise money for the creation of the sculpture, 22-inch high bronze models of the sculpture were sold. Which proportion can be used to find the approximate length in inches of the loggerhead turtle in the model? So the 2 things that we're looking at is the height of the statue. So I'm going to use that as purple. So King Neptune is 34 foot high. So I'm going to write height of King Neptune. That's going to go on top for me. So then the other measurement I have is of the loggerhead turtle. So let's see, length. I'm just going to put a turtle. You guys know what that means. So now, for all the heights of the statue, I'm going to keep on top. And all the measurements of the turtle, I'm going to keep on the bottom. So remember that for a proportion, we want to have 2 equivalent fractions. So I have a line, an equal sign, and a line. So let's start with the first one. What is the actual height of King Neptune? So I'm going to use my purple marker to write the height of King Neptune. So it says that he is 34 feet. And then I'm going to write the turtle in pink. Length of turtle is pink, so it says it's 11 feet. So now I'm looking for the height of King Neptune. So if I keep reading, it says the creation of the sculpture made 22-inch high bronze models of the sculpture. So this is how tall the whole thing is. So that's King Neptune. So I'll put it in purple. And I'm going to try to see what's the height of the turtle. Well, it says which proportion can be used to find the approximate length in inches of the turtle. So we don't know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X there because we do not know it. So I first of all look and see, are any of these set up exactly like mine? Well, no, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, okay, what do I need to multiply together in order to find my answer? And in this case, it would be 34 and X. So I would need 34 times X. And then on the other side, I have 22 and 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and find which one of these is set up like my problem. So I look at the first one and it says X times 22. And that's not what I want. I want 34 times X. So it can't be this one because this says X times 22. So I look at the next one. This one has 34 and X, which is exactly what I want. And then the other side has 11 and 22, which is also what I want. So for right now, that's the only answer choice. So let's check the others just to make sure there's not more than one right answer. The next one has X and 34. Well, that's good. But this one says 11 times 12. And I need 11 times 22, so that's not it. And then the last one, 11 times X. Nope, not 11 times X. I need 34 times X. So that one doesn't work either. So the answer here would be G. All right, number 2. So it says if 38 apples cost $12, how many apples can be purchased for $3? So this one's already set up for you. So what I want you to look at is you see where it says apples. Whoops. This says apples, and then it has all of the numbers for apples going across, and the next one is the amount of money. So if we were going to write this, we would be writing it in 2 different colors. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So we're missing some boxes here. So let's just find a starting point and see what we can do here. So let's go with, which one do we want to start with? So let's look right here. These two. So go ahead and let's solve this. So how do I go from 9 to 12? Would that be the easiest way to go? I don't think that's the easiest way. So let's try another method. So this right here has 2 numbers, so that's good. And this is missing 1. So how would we go? Do I want to go from 3 to 12? I'm missing this box. So I want to somehow go back this way. So what would I do to 12 in order to make it become a 3? All I have to do is divide 12 by 4, and I get 3. So I'm going to do the same thing up here. Whoops. So we have 38 divided by 4. So if you don't know what that is, you can come over to your calculator and type in 38 divided by 4, and you get 9.5. So this missing box is 9.5. So we have 1 squared away. So let's get rid of all that marking. Try to find another empty box. So now we may be able to solve this missing box right here. So we're going from here to here. So that means, okay, well, how would we go from 3 to 9? Yep, times 3. And whenever we do the bottom, we're going to do the top. So you need to figure out what is 9.5 times 3. So here's a trick on your calculator. If you come over here, how this is already the answer. If you hit this A and S button, it'll bring down that answer. And then we want to say times 3. And that gives you 28.5. Okay, so now we're only missing 1 more box. So here we go. So we have to figure out, okay, So this is our missing spot. We have to try to get to 95. So none of these, I think, are going to go in there very nicely. So we're just going to figure out, okay, let's just go from here. How would I go from 9.5 to 95? Well, I don't know. So let's do the opposite and divide. Let's figure out what is 95 divided by 9.5. It's 10. So that means if you multiply 9.5 times 10, you get 95. So we're going to come down here, multiply by 10, and the answer should be 30. So there's your box completely filled in. All right, here's your next question. Kevin mixes paint using 8 ounces of yellow paint for every 3 ounces of white paint. At this rate, how many ounces, that should say, of white paint would be mixed with 24 ounces of yellow? So this is when you need 2 different colors. So I'm going to start with pink, and I'm going to let yellow ounces be pink. So I'm going to write yellow and pink, and the other thing we're looking at is white. So I'm going to write white right here. So I'm going to have 2 fractions. So let's read this. It says Kevin mixes paint using 8 ounces of yellow for every 3 of white. So those two go together, 8 of yellow and 3 of white. So yellow needs to be in pink, so it goes up here. And then white is going to be written in this color. So those go together. The next one says at this rate, how many ounces of white, so we don't know that, so we're going to put an X, would be mixed with 24 of yellow. So I write 24 here. So now it's just a proportion for you to solve. So in order to do that, we already know you multiply the numbers that are diagonal. So you have 3 times 24. You get 72. And then the next thing we do is whatever's left over, which is 8. We're going to divide by that. So we have 72 divided by 8. So what you can do is you can get a new line, hit answer, and then divide it by 8. And the answer is 9. So X equals 9, which is D. All right, next question. When building a math test, Mr. Jack creates 2 difficult problems for every 5 easy problems. If Mr. Jack is creating a test with 56 questions on it, how many will be difficult? So it gives you a whole bunch of different stuff. It says 2 difficult, 5 easy, but then the question part says if he's creating a test with 56 questions, so that means total. So we need to use that. So let's make one of our rows be total questions. And the other thing is it asks how many questions will be difficult. So we have to use that because that's what we're looking for. So difficult is going to be my other label. So I have 2 fractions that are equal. And I'm going to say, okay, so how many are difficult? This says 2 are difficult and 5 are easy. So I have to find out if there's 2 difficult and 5 easy, how many are there total on that test? So you just add 2 plus 5 gives us a total of 7. So for the next part, it already tells us he's creating a test with 56 questions, so that's total. And they want to know how many are difficult. So that's my X, the amount of difficult. So now all you have to do, multiply the numbers that are diagonal. So 56 times 2. We get 112, and then you divide by the number that's left. So we're going to hit divided by 7. And we get an answer of 16. X equals 16. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to work on the quizzes, and I'll give you the code for that. So thank you for watching.